Hey guys, Kangon here. This is going to be a long-form tutorial where I show how to use Tempora sort of from start to finish for an entire song. The song I'm going to pick is 21st Century Schizoid Man. I'm just going to drag that into Tempora like this so. And the reason I choose this song is that it allows me to demonstrate pretty much all of Tempora's features because there's timing signature changes. There is a couple of cases where I have to select multiple timing points and make changes to all of them at the same time. You'll see what I mean. Anyhow, you can right click to start playback, as you probably know from the main video. There's not much audio here, so let's scroll down to find the beginning. Here it is. So for this first part, I'd like to mute the metronome. You can do that up here, or you can hold down Z, which I'm going to do. And then you can sort of count 1, 2, 3, 4 and listen to where the 1 is. And to me, it sounds like it starts immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's the 1. So I just clicked right there where that was, click and drag it over here. It's going to snap to whichever line is closer. When Tempora starts, there's probably only going to be one line it can snap to. So let's snap it to that one. This bright red line is a downbeat. You can tell that the metronome sounds not synchronized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's weird. But the song goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Alright, so let's find that 1. I'm going to mute the metronome again by holding Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And I just clicked it and it automatically snapped to the closest timing point, well, the closest grid line, which was this one. So now let's listen. Doesn't sound too bad. I pressed X to toggle between two playback rates right there, and it sounds fine. Let's go to the next section, the next measure. It sounds weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Nope, that's wrong, right? So let's listen without a metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The 1 is here, so let's bring that over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That sounds way better. But still, sounds better, but there's still something wrong, right? Let's listen in slow motion. Yeah. Can you hear it? The metronome tick is about here, but the snare sound that we're listening for is right here. So if we increase the grid, let's do 2 over 4. So that's 2 quarter notes between every grid line. We can clearly see that this snare hit that starts about here should be right there. Let's listen instead and see. Yeah, sounds way better. Again, here you can see it right here. But I'm going to see if the downbeat will fix it instead of this one. I like to always prioritize downbeats instead of half notes, so that you sort of start all the way down with downbeats, and then only when you hear that there's a mistake within the measure, then you fix it with half notes. That way you use as few timing points as possible, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can actually hear the downbeat very well here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's about here, but I can't hear any clear transient that marks it. And when this happens, you can listen to the next downbeat instead and place that, and then that sometimes helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, that one was very clear. And I drag that to this downbeat here because we skipped this one. Now let's listen. So it doesn't sound quite right. It sounds a lot better, but this one here is off. So I will fix this one manually instead of using the downbeat. Same here. And that sounds pretty good to me. Let's move on to this one. I'm gonna try to go at a bit faster speed this time. So you can see I skipped a lot of downbeats because I could sort of see all the downbeats that I like going in a line like this. And when you take one and snap it to over here, all these are gonna snap similarly. You can imagine you're drawing a straight line and they're basically going to snap right into the other downbeats. So drag that in there, and it's not perfect, but it's mostly there. I will do like a second round where I listen closely for mistakes later. But for now, I just want actually a rough idea of what the timing is. So I'm just gonna continue like this. This sounds strange. Let's hear what's going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's listen to that. Better. I'm holding Ctrl and scrolling to do this. Oh, listen to that. Fixed. Should have probably turned up the master about a little bit earlier, but hey, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So what I did right there is, how can I explain this? I'm using Control and scrolling to change the offset of any individual timing point. And based on where the offset is, it will sort of fix the rest based on that. So when I change the offset, you can see it sort of anchors where the downbeat is, and then the rest here will sort of change. But what I was really listening for was this thing right here. Let me undo it and show you again what I'm doing. So, first of all, this one sounds off, so you can fix that. But here I look at this and I think I'm not sure that this one is precise, and I feel like maybe if I fix this one, I can fix this one at the same time. Or maybe this one. See, I just moved the timing point way earlier, and now this one may have actually been fixed if I remove it. So if I take this back forwards where it was, you can see it affects this one. So sometimes you can use less timing points and fix multiple things at the same time. So by just doing that and looking at how they line up, maybe this works. Let's listen. This one does not work. Right, I think that's the best I can do. The point is sometimes you can use less timing points by fixing the ones around it, rather than trying to set this exactly to the transient. Anyhow, let's continue. Let's get a rough timing, honestly. Oh yeah, you can hold shift to snap to the existing timing. That lets you place a timing point without changing anything, right? So that is useful if you want to prioritize downbeats, but you had to listen to something else to place the timing points. So that's what I did right here. I held shift and I placed it. And because I placed these here, right, there, and that makes me think, okay, well, I don't have a timing point here because I couldn't really hear where the transient was. There's nothing obvious to go by, so I use these instead. But then to have less timing points, you can sometimes see, okay, can I actually put something here that fixes the timing of these? So let's listen. So let's place one here, and I'm going to delete this one. And it changed too much, so that's no good. Let's try this one. That also changed too much, so that's no good. So let's keep them as they are. And move on. Oh, okay. Something interesting is happening here. We seem to have an accelerating tempo, starting really slow and then moving up. So at this point it can be kind of hard to know exactly what to do. I would suggest you just try counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's very hard to count this, right? You only have one hit per measure. 1, 1, 1, 1. And let's say that you get to this point in the song, and well, the best thing you can do is just take those transients and put them on the downbeats. And if anything has to be fixed, you fix it later. You can do that in Tempora. So I can just turn down the grid because I'm only stepping to the downbeats right now. Holy choice. Obviously, this tempo might be a bit too fast, but let's continue and see what we get. Yeah, so obviously this is not correct, right? So what can we do when we mess up like this? Well, the tempo is obviously too fast, so let's actually hold Alt and click and drag and go back. I can't really scroll up, but you can extend the selection by holding Alt and clicking again. That'll just extend it like so. And let's find the beginning of this. And, well, they're too fast, so let's half the BPM. I'm gonna hold Alt and right click to bring up this menu. And let's see what we get. I think it's still twice as fast as it should be, so let's do this again. Half the BPM. I'm just fixing the offset of that because it sounded weird. This one is hard to fix because the drums and the guitars and other instruments or whatever are doing their transients at separate times, so maybe I'll fix this later. Okay, so I think the tempo is now correct, but there's another issue. I think the time signature is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But this is currently in 4/4 because the rest of the song previously was in 4/4. But this thing right here, let's just change the time signature. So let's change it to 3/4 by just replacing that 4 with a 3. And this looks good. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? Yeah. One thing you should know, if you ever use the time signature change function and you have timing points later, and it messes up in a weird way, try toggling this thing right here. This will switch between prioritizing keeping the BPM, which is what I have right now, or keeping the positions in the timeline, right? So when I did this, right, it moved all the timing points. If the timing points have their correct positions, but you just want to change the sort of the time signatures for each measure without moving them, then you can toggle this. It might make more sense whenever you encounter something that sounds weird when you make the change. Anyhow, let's move on. Honestly, I'm not sure if this is 3/4 or 6/4. Because listen, you can count both, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or you can count 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3. Did I just say 5, 4, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6, 4 is what I'm gonna go for here. You can always change it later, remember? This part here sounds weird. Let's remove this. Sounds better. The nice thing when you have transients like these is you can just see where the downbeats are. You don't even have to listen much. You should probably listen again later to make sure they're still accurate, because sometimes it can trick you. But I know that if I click this one, all these are gonna line up decently, right? Boom. But not quite, but still. That was a nice section right there. Didn't have to do that much. Look at this nice line of transients. Let's see what happens if I just go all the way down here and move that here. Nice. I'm not sure where the downbeat is here. The reason I'm able to place these so accurately is experience. If you want to place these accurately, more easily, listen in slow motion, I think. That makes it easier to hear exactly where you should place them. Remember, when you place timing points, listen to the section you just heard to make sure that it sounds okay. Oh, by the way, when you change the offset of something, you can also use the other beats and look at them. Look at how there's a transient here, and sort of here and here. And when I change this, I can line them all up like that. And that gives you an idea of where is the correct position, in addition to listening with your ears. Okay, I'm gonna listen to this part without the metronome, because this is weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. I cannot count this at all. I'm just going to try to take the existing 6x4 grid, assume that it's the correct time signature, and try to make it match. What is going on here? Like, listen to this. Maybe this? Yeah, I think that's it. So this part here sounded okay, so I placed a timing point right up until the point where I'm no longer sure if it's correct, if that makes sense. Right, so all of this sounds fine, so I placed a timing point here to sort of anchor the stuff I already heard, if that makes sense. Anyhow. One, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, of course you can change the metronome volume up here. So, okay, I hope this makes sense what I'm doing, because it's hard to explain. I'm trying to listen to make sure that it sounds correct, that every single click sounds correct. What I did right here, I placed one here, then I placed one here, then I deleted this one. Why did I do that? Let me try to explain. Yeah, why did I do that? Actually, I shouldn't have done that because this sounds fine as it is. So I'm gonna do the same thing as before with the timing point there. Yeah, I make mistakes sometimes, it happens. That is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Okay, I think that's in 4x4. So let me just change that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4. That's weird. I think that's correct, I'm not entirely sure. It definitely, if I have this timing, the tempo varies quite a bit, but I think maybe the drummer in this case was not playing very tightly to a constant BPM, so, you know, sort of a loose groove, if that makes sense. So I think this is the best I can do. You can hear right here how it goes from 308 BPM to 274, and here it was 250, and it's just, yeah. Again, I'm not sure what the right move here is. This is the best I can do. It sort of gets as many transients as possible. Although it, you know, when you have timing like this, where you have a whole bunch of beats that aren't exactly in time with any particular constant BPM, do your best, and then it's, I guess, a balance between do you prioritize a constant BPM that the player can tap to, or do you want each individual transient to be hittable? I'm not sure what the answer is here. Ask someone who has, well, more experience with, I guess, how ranked timing is done in those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, here's 6, 4 again. Oh yeah, I have to check if the if the time signature in this part is decent. Where does it start? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounds like this is a downbeat, and this is also a downbeat. How many are there between here? 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, 16. So this might actually be 4-4. Let's set it to 4-4 and see what happens. That sounds nice. Starting on a quarter note. The second quarter note, that's interesting. This sounds more correct than 6-4. Wait, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1? I think this is also 4-4. But this is 6-4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So actually, let me demonstrate how to use this, right? Let's say you're setting the downbeat first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 1. So now if you were to change the this, it would be wrong, because you just moved this, which you knew was a downbeat. So if we toggle this instead and then change it to 6-4, we keep their positions. That's what it does. Hope that makes sense. Oh, what is going on here? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. And this sounds like what we had in the beginning, which I think was 4-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We haven't placed any timing points, so right now it doesn't matter if we use this, but let's just go 4-4. One, 2, 3, 4, 1. When I just changed the offset right here, I was looking at these two. Look at this. It was over here because the transient looked like it started here. But then I scrolled it and lined them up like this and checked if it sounded right. And it does. One, two, three, four, 1. Can't hear where it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. There it is. And I skipped this one because I couldn't hear where it was, and I went for this one instead. And whenever I have a quarter note like this, but nothing on the downbeat, I like to try to place something on the downbeat and then delete this to see if that is better. Because when you export to OS, I should probably have mentioned this earlier, it will place stuff on the downbeats because that way in the main menu screen, and I think for Nightcore as well, it makes it more compatible with those, like the main menu sort of this thing, right? Yeah, so keep that in mind. If there's something where you think maybe a downbeat can fix it, try that. Yeah, I think this is better than having something here. Oh, you see how I was trying to fix this offset here? And I just happened to notice that these line up so well when I place it right here. And that happens to sound pretty good when you have a slow playback as well. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. So that was 2 measures right there. I should have counted 4, 4, not 8. Anyhow. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And here we have the same situation as before. Using what we've learned, let's set this to 3, 4 and make these snap to quarter notes. Okay. I could not even begin to time this, because I can't hear where anything is. I have no idea how to time this last part, because it's all just noise to my ears. I mean, you could probably do something, but I'm not even going to try. This is just for demonstration purposes. I'm not trying to get this ranked, for now at least. So I'm just going to leave that be, honestly. If you know how to time this, please let me know. Anyhow, this gives us a rough timing of the entire song. And I say rough because I haven't actually gone through the second part of this where I actually try to listen to everything again. And I'm probably not going to go through the entire song because I don't feel like it, but I will go through a few examples of measures and timing points where I listen closely for a second time to see if the offset is correct and make changes accordingly. But if you were to export this to O's right now, you could map this easily. And then if you want to make changes to the timing later, you can always do that. And then use something like Olibami's mapping tools. I think it's called the pattern gallery. And you can export all your objects to a new timing later. That, you know, if you change the timing with Tempora later, basically. I don't have a way to synchronize within an OSU file directory right now, but maybe that'll come later. So let me just show an example of what I would do to sort of recheck that your timing is correct. I would sort of go through the whole song at a slower playback rate at mostly the quarter notes. So that would sound like this. That just shows you how to do the intro. Let's listen at regular speed. This one sounds a bit weird. That's a bit better, I think. So the process is, once you've done a rough timing of the whole thing, go through it again and listen for inaccuracies. Like those. Like those, right? If I hadn't gone through, like listened to this slowly, I wouldn't have placed this. Because this is kind of hard to hear for me. That is not good, but once I listen in slow motion, slow playback rate, I could listen for that snare and make sure that's snapped correctly to the grid. So yeah, it's a little tedious process, but I think you get the idea. Just go through the entire song once you've done a rough timing. And then maybe once you've done that, do the whole thing again if you want to be sure that you don't have to redo the timing later. That is basically it. So let's assume that I had done a second check or maybe even a third check of this song. I would go to File and export and open. But actually, before I do that, let me just go over what Tempora has, just so you can see everything. I mentioned this. Metronome follows grid is pretty useful if you have a lot of stuff you want to listen for. It just plays a tick on every grid line. Auto scroll when adding timing points. Yeah, if you add timing point right here, it'll scroll down to it, so maybe it makes it a bit more efficient, who knows. Round BPM to near 0.1, that is self-explanatory. I will say it is not, it doesn't take all the existing ones and round them. It only applies to newly added ones. Just keep that in mind if you want your BPM values to be nice and round looking. Show all settings shows all the settings. You already know these two. Rows can be useful if you want to change the fidelity of how much time are you looking at, how many measures are you looking at. Offset. Sometimes it can be nice to set this to 50% and have your downbeat in the center. That way when you have one of those lines, let's delete these for example, and you see something like this, let's say that this went all the way over here and you had your grid to 4/4, then boom, it's a lot easier to take, oh, I see it right here and I know I want it to snap it over here. Having the offset at 50% can maybe help a bit with that, but yeah. Overlap, look at this. If I have maximum overlap, I'm gonna have the playhead in 2 different places at once because this is the same as this. I never use this, but maybe some people would like to have that. These are just the volumes, and this is pretty helpful. A help dialog where you can read pretty much all the functionality of Tempora, as well as the recommended workflow that I've sort of done, or at least tried to do in this example. Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you a couple of these actually. Control S, save project. Let's see. X and Z, I've told you about those. Control A, yeah, you can press Control A, select all timing points, delete them all if you want to. Boom, you have nothing now. Control Z to undo that, of course. Oh yeah, you can, if you select something, you can click on one, or you can Alt on the timeline, Alt click on the timeline. You can Alt and double click to deselect all. You can also press Escape. It's just, yeah, nice little features. You can extend the selection to the end like this. That way you have everything selected until the very end, etc. If you have a timing point that does not have anything after it, you can change the BPM directly. Like, wait, it should be, yeah, hold Shift and then drag. Usually, you know, the BPM is controlled by the next timing point, so you can't do that to this one. Nothing happens if I hold Shift and drag. What else do we have? Yeah, I think that's most of what Tempora has to offer right now. I might do a bunch of updates in the future to extend the functionality a bit. In the file menu, of course, new project, you can always do that. Right now, this is not actually saved to a project. You can save it to a project. Let's say I already have a version of this song, but 21st Century Schizoid Man, let's call it tutorial. You don't have to do any extension, it'll do that automatically. .tmpr. And then you can open it again at any time, and that way you have an MP3 file and a TMPR file. And when you open the TMPR file, it links to this one, so make sure you don't delete the MP3 file. You can save your project, that's what I just did. And then these are the golden ones, export ... to export to an OSZ file, like that. And then it opens in your file explorer. You can also, if you don't want to save it into a folder, you can just open it directly like this, export and open. King Crimson, 21st century schizoid man. I can't spell. And yeah, this tag, please keep that. It makes it easier for everyone to find Tempora, and also when you see, oh, which maps were made with Tempora, you can search this tag in the OSU beatmap search page. So let's listen. Yep. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing, but you get the idea. If you want the OSZ, I'll try to remember to keep that linked in the description. Yeah, that is about it. I hope this long-form tutorial made it pretty clear how to use Tempora, and what I suggest is a good workflow. Yeah, I hope that Tempora will be useful for you, because it sure took a long time to make, and yeah, enjoy.